Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. What is going on? I am joined by guest. Guest, introduce yourself.
Yo, it's your boy WattsTV. What's going on, everybody?
All right, so Watts and I just got back from watching the Demon Slayer movie. Obviously, by the title of the video, you can see that this is just going to be a review. It's going to be spoiler light at the beginning, but this will be a spoiler deep review. So if you have not seen the movie and you just want to get a feel for it, we'll give you that at the beginning. But towards like the middle, back end, pretty much everything after that is all spoilers. And just giving our honest opinions about the movie, what we liked, what we disliked, was it a part of the canon, things of that nature. So
Before you start, I will say, if you have not seen the movie or if you are not able to see the movie, just read the manga if you want to just like get the story over with, because it's pretty true to the manga.
Yeah, I will say that. I didn't see anything too massive. Like, nothing just caught my eye off the rip. You know I catch stuff. So, I didn't see anything that was just egregiously not a part of the manga. All right, we're going to get into that part a little bit later. But so let's dive right into the review. So, Watts, how did you feel about the movie? What would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10? And just give your honest opinion about it.
Honestly, man, so far as anime movies go, this is most definitely on the better end of the spectrum, I will say. It's probably one of my favorites, and I'm not even just saying that just because people are going to be like, oh, Demon Slayer, it has so much hype, and it doesn't even have a good story. No, this was a genuinely good movie, and it stuck true to the anime, and I don't even know. I think Naruto was the only anime to do this, where it was like, it picked up after like a movie. Like after Naruto, the last like Boruto came, like after Mugen Train, it goes into the next season, which is going to come out during the summer, and I think that's dope. So it stays true to the manga. I would say it. I'm stuck between two ratings, but since I liked it so much and it was a tearjerker as well, I will give it a solid 9 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah. 8.5 to 9. If you said like 8.5, I wouldn't be 9. I wouldn't be mad at you. But for me personally, I'm going to say a 9.
That's pretty high. No, I can't say it's pretty high. Yeah. I'd give it a 9 too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wouldn't have wanted that to be season 2.
Right.
Because it was just like, I give it a 9, but that's because it's from Ufotable. But if I'm being honest with you, it was so much dialogue, and I heard the people behind us talking about it because there was a lot of black people in there. If I'm being honest with you.
It was weird, yeah. Because usually, I was happy, but I was like, oh man, yeah, there's us in here.
Yeah, I was like, we got a nigga theater. This is about to be hilarious, and it did not disappoint at all. Because the people behind us was like, okay, they're doing a lot of talking, and it was a lot of talking, and I get it because they were in like the dream realm and everything like that.
Yeah,
I just found it very slow at points. I knew it was gonna pick up, but I didn't really experience that with the manga just because of like how fast I read through it. Like me reading through you reading through it, it's like, okay, this is like, it's a fast chapter. That's just how it came across. But in the anime, I'm like, okay, this is a lot of dialogue that's going on. And I did see actually where they cut like the dream parts down a lot, because I was like, okay, we didn't spend that much time. This is what I was talking about earlier about it being different. I don't think that was Zenitsu's original one from the manga. I don't remember him chasing someone around with shears.
I don't know, but if that wasn't his dream, then bro, that was a hilarious addition.
That was the funniest part of the entire movie.
Shit was so funny. I will say that like the time that we've seen Tanjiro's dream and the short time that we've seen like Rengoku's and Zenitsu's and Inosuke's, I think it was perfect. So I mean, I thought it was fine. It was also another. Like I said, it was a tearjerker. Like when Tanjiro went to his dream and he saw his little brothers and sisters and his mom, and he started crying, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, I just remember the dreams being a little bit more serious. I remember Inosuke's being pretty wild, but that's just him.
No, bro, that was like, I remember that specifically. That was dead ass Inosuke's dream. That shit was hilarious.
Well, yeah, in the end, like with the movie, it was hilarious. I just don't remember it being that funny, like ever, for his dream. Not for his dream, no.
Yeah, well, I mean, how can you really, like, you have to use your imagination when you read manga, like, a little bit. Let's be honest here.
But I could be wrong. I mean, regardless, this is the movie review. It was phenomenal.
It was great, bro. Like, honestly, I have little to complain about. I know you have a little more to complain about, but we'll get into that. But you know how I am. I usually have some funny shit to say. Bro, I am not Mr. Funny Man today. This movie was the shit. Like, I really, really, really fuck with this movie. My main issue with anime movies in general is that they aren't canon, so they usually don't have shit to do with with the story at all. I like the My Hero movies because the creator Hirokoshi specifically said like it was in between sections of the anime.
You think this is like the new formula for anime moving forward? A season, then a movie, then a season, then a movie?
Honestly, if it is, I would not be mad at it. Because think about it, at the same time, like if they stick to this formula, I can get the story compact into a which will probably be a great movie, which with better animation, because they're going to put more heart into this animation in the movies, rather than they do the episodes. Even though the episodes are always beautiful, but damn well they want this movie to sell, so they're going to like bust their asses.
100%.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is going to be the new formula to answer your question, but if it is, I'm not going to be mad. What do you think?
I wouldn't be mad either. Going back to like this, like I would not have I would have skipped this entire season, or at least picked it up where we saw when. Oh, this is like the spoiler section. So like when we saw Tanjiro, like everyone go to sleep and Tanjiro flip onto the top of the cart. That's probably where I would have picked up like actually watching it, because it was just so much. Like, I was just laughing at points. I was like, this is just so much dialogue. I was like, they're just talking and crying and talking and crying. It was very depressing. Like, very. Like, they were talking about abuse. And then, of course, everything with... Of course, I already knew. But, like, with Rengoku's father being unsupportive. And just coming back to this arc in hindsight.
Yeah.
Because his father's terrible.
Bro.
Like...
Yo, quick question. Have you ever watched the 5 Heartbeats before?
Yeah, why?
Do you remember the father? I forgot whose father it was in the movie of the 5 Heartbeats, but he was like, "You ain't never gonna be shit, cause I ain't shit." Like, he literally said that to his son.
That's exactly what he said. That is exactly what he said. He was like,
that's exactly what he said.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that you're a damn Hashira. You think I care?
So you said what you liked about the movie. What did you dislike?
So... person that I did dislike, I would have to agree with you, is Zenitsu. If he was, and this is not just the movie, this was also the manga for me as well. I also feel like he should have done more, but he was so focused on Nezuko. I know that Tanjiro probably appreciates it, but I just needed him to do more, and I just need him to stop being such a pussy sometimes. That's it. I know what happens later in the manga, guys. I know at one point he becomes a badass, but in this period, right now, it was a little annoying. Like, Zenitsu was the only thing that I necessarily didn't like. And it seems like there's always this pattern. Like, even when they were in the forest, like, Zenitsu, he took out that one spider, like, really quick, but it was, like, Tanjiro and Inosuke doing crazy work. Like, these niggas almost died. Granted, yes, Zenitsu almost got turned into a spider, but that's neither here nor there. We saw, like, they had more screen time. Like, it just seemed like they were doing most of the work. Like, you understand what I mean?
I completely understand what you mean. Like, that was my critique. I know I was reading the manga at this point, but it really didn't. And I'm flicking through the pages now of the chapters. It starts on chapter 54 if you got the app open, or if you want to check it out.
Okay, thank God. Thank you.
It starts on so I'm like just flicking through the pages, and I'm trying to see if Zenitsu wasn't that present in the manga. And the headbutts canon, I know I was asking you after the movie about that. The headbutts canon that did set him on fire in the manga, but Zenitsu was unscathed by the end of this movie. Like, I really looked at him and I was like, dang, like, you good. Like Tanjiro, he's been stabbed in the stomach. Inosuke, he's been through the ringer as well. They took down the train. Just those two. Literally. Zenitsu nowhere, and I know he was in the back handling the carts and stuff like that. It was him, Rengoku, and Nezuko. They were handling the carts. I get that. But after it crashed, he was nowhere to be found. And that's what I'm looking for right now, to see if he was just like not present during the entire fight that was going on. Because we went back and forth for a second. I was like, yo, if you replace Inosuke at the end with Zenitsu, it's a different fight. It's a whole different fight. If it was 4-on-1, that's a different fight. If Rengoku knows that he has Zenitsu at his disposal, that's a different fight.
But I feel like, knowing the type of character that Rengoku is, he probably would have told Zenitsu to stay out of it. And also, the odds of this nigga being awake were very high at this point because he already did all that damage on the train. And you know he cannot fight at this point while he is up. You think Zenitsu would have tried to help this nigga while he was up? Hell no. He would have pussied out.
I think he would have saw him. He would have passed out just like he does in front of every demon that he's about to fight. And then he would have just woke up.
Nah, I think he would have pussied out. But honestly, it wouldn't have made a difference. I think Rengoku would have died either way.
I mean, that's obviously that was the plan, right? I mean, if the mangaka wants him, there's no way escaping it. Because I was looking at it, I was like, this is a serious plot hole. Because at the very end, you see where he is. He's just on the opposite side of the train. You got the number 3 demon and the Flame Hashira going at it full power. You're telling me you don't sense nothing? Like, you don't want to peek? He's
oh my gosh. Hold up. Time out. I just thought about something. He has an acute sense of hearing, bro. I know he heard that.
Bro, in the manga, he's unconscious the entire fight. Chapter 63, page 15. He is out. Him and Nezuko are unconscious.
Of course.
Okay, so I knew I wasn't tripping. So that's why I wasn't, like,
of course,
tripping about this in the manga. Because it was understandable.
Oh my gosh, yo, he did have the shears in the manga.
He did?
He did. I'm weak. I am so weak. And bro, I am honestly, I might have to give this a 9.5, Micah.
It's pretty
because
good. Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm looking at the manga and I'm like, literally, this is scene for scene.
Even Tanjiro looking back, like him on his back because he can't move. Oh my gosh, this was a great adaptation.
Yes. See, oh my gosh. Like, it's damn near perfect. Wow.
Ufotable definitely did their due diligence.
Yes. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, we said it enough. Again, this was a tearjerker. Like, Mike, I don't know if you saw this, but we were all tearing up.
I knew it was somebody. I was ready for it to be over. I was like, please stop talking. Good God. I did not realize they talk this much.
He was like, damn it, you lost. He won. I said, he won. He did. He won. Ain't nobody died. He won.
He died. And the dreams were like, oh yeah, why was it only you who was left alive? I was like, Nezuko's alive. I was like, Nezuko, this is right there. That's your daughter.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
if the mangaka was real, she would have wrote in the demon just forcing Rengoku to become a demon and then like making him a part of the antagonist group. Oh, that would have been great,
bro. That would have been fire. Oh my god.
Especially after he just said, yeah, I'll train you. I'll make sure y'all good. I will never let one of my pupils die. I was like, oh, but you don't know that you about to get turned.
Bro, that would have been wild. That'd have been a great plot twist. Because at that point, you know, it would have been even worse. Like, honestly, that'd have been worse than him dying. Because that would have meant that Tanjiro and the crew would have had to fight this man eventually.
Yup. Right at the end. There's really nothing else. I mean, it's a faithful adaptation. Nothing crazy happened. The shears was canon. The headbutt was canon. Rengoku didn't live at the end. That's where I thought they were going.
From what I see so far, everything has been pretty much on the money. So I'm gonna say it was accurate. There is another reason why that I did not give it an absolute 10, in my opinion, because I feel like Rengoku's death would have hit harder if we had more time with the character. Like, think about it. If they went on more like missions and adventures and then his ass died, that would have hit even heavier. Like, it was still sad, but I feel like it was mainly sad because of the speech that Tanjiro gave. I just feel like he had more potential to grow as like a Hashira and as a character, and I wanted to see more, but never get that.
I do agree with you because it was kind of like I would have preferred for him, because the way the demon was talking about it, you just expected him to live. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you have all this potential, give it a year or two and you'll be something worthwhile. He wanted to fight more with him, so just let him go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a demon. Like, you're number 3. I mean, Mugen's not gonna, I take that back. It's Mugen. Then again, no, he wouldn't have touched the upper moons. He wouldn't have done that to them. So it could have been a situation where he let him go. He was talking him up so much, and even in the manga, I was like, yo, did you really just do this? Like,
yeah.
And his mother talking about him, how he was born stronger, like not just like a stronger will, like he was physically stronger. Like, this man was clutching Akaza one hand with his bare hand. Okay, this is a human clutching a demon's hand with his bare hand in one, and the other one he flexed his abs so hard he could not pull his arm out. And the fact it wasn't even just the fact that he couldn't pull out. He held on so tight. The man had to rip his hand off, his whole arm off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
man.
God, they word for word. If everybody could just do an adaptation like this, we would be in such a better place in terms of anime live adaptations, live action movies, and just stuff like that. Because word for word, I mean, it's a faithful adaptation. I mean, shoot, I give it a 9.5. Every discrepancy I have had has been disproven. I've always enjoyed the movie. It was just a lot of dialogue. Like, so if you watch it, it's just so much. But you would prefer to see it in a movie than in a season. I could not imagine doing this episode by episode.
Right. It would have. Well, I can see why they did this in as a movie. It only made sense because if you think about it, this could have probably covered like 12 episodes or so, and then they would have automatically went into another big arc unless they added fluff. Like, I'd rather them not add fluff and just go into the next shit. So this was probably the best course of action, in my opinion.
This is when he starts his training with Shinobu, ain't it? The next arc.
Again. I think he did start training again, and then he went off with the Sound Hashira. Yep. So this, I am really, really looking forward to the summer so I can watch this shit and just, man. So good. I honestly am going to put this as one of my favorite anime movies. Like, I don't have a lot of those. It's one of my favorites. And I'm not saying it just because I'm a fanboy and you don't like it just because it's mainstream. If something is good, it's good. And guys, I'm telling you this, it's genuinely good.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's definitely not in my top favorite at all. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, it's I can't even rank it because it's just not. Like, it's ufotable. Like, so like, if any other studio did it, on God, it does not do well. Like, any other studio.
I mean, I'm sure, but that's the beauty behind Demon Slayer. I know there have been animes that switch studios mid season, but not like if Ufotable doesn't do it, then I don't want to watch it at this point. But that's, again, it's one of the reasons why it's one of my favorite. The animation is just beautiful. Like, I don't know, like none of the Naruto movies, just because again they weren't really canon besides Naruto the Last. But I wouldn't put any of them as like my favorite.
I think my top list would probably be something that's more dedicated to just the movie aspect. Like, I wouldn't really put like an anime series movie in my top, because there are just strictly anime movies out there that really just focus on, like, okay, this is the story we got to tell. We got an hour, we got 2 hours, let's make it work. This was like, it was just adapting what was already given to us. But
so what you're saying is cheating in a way.
I mean, yeah, like, this is like high school when you just copying the answers off your neighbor, like off their homework before you go to class in the cafeteria.
First off, that's not cheating, it's using your resources.
Fair enough. Yes. They want you to work. They want you to work in solitary, and when you get out in the workforce, they want you to, suddenly be a team player. That's not how it works. I choose to work smarter, not harder.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point.
It's kind of cheating. I mean, they're just following the blueprints, and they couldn't. Ufotable has the talent. Okay, if you give them anything, they're gonna make it work. If you give them the blueprint, it just makes their job easier. So yeah.
Yes, sir.
And that's what makes it so. And if I can just get off topic, we're gonna wrap this up. Hold on. I think that's where other studios get it really confused, or make it more challenging than what it really needs to be. Like, you're picking up this IP because of its popularity. You already have everything that is gonna make the movie successful in the form of a manga, and it's even better than like a novel, like something like Harry Potter, because Harry Potter is just words. You actually get the pictures, okay? So you got the pictures and the voice actor lines ready to go. This should not be a hard thing to do. Expensive maybe, but not hard. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean, they did what they had to do. There's nothing to complain about.
Really nothing.
We're not gonna drag this video out any longer than what it needs to be. Watch, you got anything else you gotta say?
Nah, man, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. If you haven't checked it out, I encourage you to do so. If anybody ever talked you out of watching Demon Slayer just because of the hype, that's fuck. That's corny, and don't listen to them. Please, just watch it. It's a solid anime for anybody like that's new to the game and just want to like watch a solid anime. It has the shonen OG formula. All right, it's solid. You can get into it very easily, and you're gonna enjoy it. So just see the movie when you can, and if you can't, just read the manga, and that's all I gotta say. Love it.
Yeah, this movie was phenomenal. I can't wait for season 2, season 2.5, because this movie pretty much, gave us a little bit extra. So can't do that. You can't just jump right into a random point, skipping an arc without explaining to people what happened in between. I'm looking at you, Promise Neverland season 2. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all I got for you today. If you made it to the end, thank you. If you are new, go plus ultra, smash the subscribe button. Let me know you rock with the content that I put out on the channel. Like the video if you like the video. Dislike the video if you dislike the video. Comment in the video your thoughts about the movie if you've seen it or if you want to see it. Subscribe if you're a brand new guest.
Alright guys, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at WattsTV94. And please do me a favor and subscribe to me on my YouTube channel, that is WattsTV. And do not forget that The Promised Neverland Season 2 was the actual butt cheeks and it was horrible.
If the best you can give us is a slideshow presentation, don't give it to us.
Literally. Bro, what was the point? Why would they even... You know what? End it. Not doing this. End it. I told you to end it a long time ago because I'm not getting that. This is gonna have to be a separate video. I'm not getting it. I'm not.
It's running. Track it down. Target reacquired. Top of your position.
Undead threat neutralized. Sorry, you all just had to go.
split the difference.
Apex HVT down, Major. Our work is done here.
Good work, strike team. Collect any Ethereum left behind. You'll need it.
Infected fucker had to go.